Here we go. Hey, everybody, this is Macky, and we're back with another episode of the Hidden Threads podcast. And I got my psychological expert,
Hi.
Samantha McNamara. Oh, this camera went off of you. There she is, right there. Okay. I say she's
how many friends hear that and laugh?
I say you're a psychological expert.
Yeah.
We're finishing up your master's degree in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So you have more training in this than I do. Right? I just see people and say they're crazy.
Right.
And you can actually say, well, this is why they're crazy.
Yeah,
right. So,
right.
All right. How much longer you got on that?
I'm in my internship now, so whenever I can get that finished up, so maybe a year.
Are you doing the internship this semester?
Yeah. So over the next 2 semesters, I'm interning, so seeing clients.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You just got to be under supervision of a
Yeah.
licensed counselor, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. You get to see and hear everybody's bad stuff.
Yeah. So
right?
I finally like working with people. Yeah.
All right.
Directly.
All right. So we got one today we're going to get your opinion on. Derrick Dearman in Alabama. He was executed on October 17th, 2024. All right. By the way, Alabama up to that point, it killed 5 and then 2. And I'm not against the death penalty. I think we get it wrong sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's read about this guy, though. I want to read it out, and then we'll get your opinion. The state of Alabama executed Derrick Dearman, 36, by lethal injection today, despite evidence that he suffered from serious mental illness. Mr. Dearman was convicted of capital murder in the August 19, 2016 killing of 5 people in Mobile County, Alabama. So he killed people with an axe, shot them, went on a rampage kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he took his girlfriend into captivity and tortured her and then killed her, something like that. That day,
he released her.
Released her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That day, he had been hearing voices and believed that people were after him, and he had used a large amount of methamphetamine and had not slept for 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
You see the problem already, right?
Yeah.
All right. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey scheduled Mr. Dearman's execution date after he sent a handwritten letter to state officials saying he no longer wished to appeal his death sentence. Mr. Dearman has struggled with severe suicidal ideation his entire life, but Alabama courts have repeatedly failed to adequately consider his serious mental illness. Do you think that's a problem, that the state doesn't consider it?
Yes. And, I mean, it's nuanced.
Mm-hmm.
So the law says that you have to be mentally competent to be executed.
Mm-hmm.
But if we wait until someone is on death row,
right,
what you're doing is, in prison, you don't get the medicines that you would whenever you're
walking around
whenever you're not in prison. So you're not going to get real mental health care in prison. So what they're doing is, if the law says, this is the one I took notes on because it just was wild to me, that you have to be mentally competent to be executed. So what are they going to do? Get him healthy enough that they can kill him then? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're going to rehabilitate you just enough that we can kill you.
We can give you the needle, right?
Yeah. So. And that doesn't make sense either. So it's like, if you're going to do it, why?
So if he's, they say he's got to be mentally stable enough to be executed, right?
Right.
And this guy, I don't think, but they said at the time of the murders that he was mentally stable enough to stand trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to read some more about this guy. All right. Court filings show that at just 4 years old, Derrick Dearman displayed symptoms of severe depression and spoke to his mother about wanting to die at 4 years old. Mm-hmm. All right. He was prescribed antidepressants at age 12 and began self-medicating with crack cocaine at 14. That year, Derrick barely survived a car accident that left him feeling like he should have died. At age 16, he started using methamphetamines, and at 19, he drove his car off the road in an attempt to kill himself. In his early 20s, he was hospitalized in a psychiatric unit. All right. So this guy needed some serious mental health help way before these murders happened, right? At age 4, you're saying, I want to die?
Right.
That's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, no, that's seriously a problem. And I think that, and I don't know the answer. We would need to have an attorney on here.
Mm-hmm.
Have attorneys on here? That would be fun.
I've invited several, but they're always too busy.
Yeah, right.
But I've always invited some, but they're always really busy. Might have to get Josh Holcomb in here. He's out of Gunnersville.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But I think, so you have to be mentally sound to be able to stand trial. Mm-hmm. But then there's also where you mentally sound whenever you committed the crime. And those are two different things.
Right.
Because I don't think that he was in his right mind whenever he committed these crimes. I think that there was some psychosis going on for sure.
Right.
There's drug-induced psychosis, whatever is going on. He wasn't in his right mind. And then this guy, but they could have brought him up to a place where he was, well enough to stand trial. But then you see what I'm saying? There's a contradiction there.
So they could have gave him some mental health drug, some psychotic drugs to help him out, calm his mind down or whatever. So.
Drugs, whatever, to stabilize it, pull him out of psychosis. But even if you are, well enough to stand trial, were you competent whenever you did it?
Right.
So can you, I think situations like that, maybe, people.
Well, listen to this. Despite substantial evidence indicating Mr. Dearman suffered from lifelong and severe mental illness, including bipolar disorder with psychotic features, post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic depression, and neurocognitive disorder. He's got a lot. The trial court refused to hold a competency hearing. So they didn't even have a hearing saying if he was competent to stand trial or not.
Right. That's a problem.
Good old Alabama, right?
Right.
So, we're like, oh, you did it. Let's go and kill him. You know what I mean? So
Alabama isn't top tier for mental health, for sure.
And I'm not opposed to the death penalty. I'm just, sometimes we get it wrong, I think. And in this case, I think this guy.
So careful.
I think this guy should have been punished for killing 5 people.
Absolutely.
But I think he had some serious mental issues. It may have impacted him at the hearing. When he's had these, he probably went through several hearings, but I don't think this guy was in his right mind when he committed these crimes. What do you think?
No, for sure. No.
And I know methamphetamines makes you psychotic, but he was psychotic despite the methamphetamines, in my opinion.
Yeah. And so whenever you're already that way and then you take these drugs, it just enhances that. I mean, it just goes full blown at that point. And that's why I feel like what he did he exhausted his appeal. Well, he didn't want appeals, did he?
No. So he defended himself. He said, "Hey, I did this."
Yeah.
He stood up and said, "I did it." But it's a capital murder, so they still have to have a trial, right? And only people, 11 of his family members came and testified about his psychosis and something. But I think the judge, so when you have somebody defending themselves like that, the judge typically guides them along. You ever seen that before? Where the judge is like, "Hey, I know you're not a lawyer. This is what happens next," kind of thing. But they can't try the case for him. They just kind of say, here's the procedural rules, right? The judge could have said, "Hey, we're going to have a competency hearing here." You know what I mean? The judge can do that, right? I think he should have had one competency. That's where the psychologists come in and talk to the guy and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But in the end, what would we have had then is a mentally ill guy that's not going to get help in a cell for 23 hours a day.
Right.
And at that point, I feel like what he did by forfeiting his appeals was essentially state-assisted suicide. Like he said he wanted to die.
Right.
He wanted it to be over. And then that makes you think, how crazy is that? And that, we use the word crazy.
Right.
But if you were in that situation in a cell 23 hours a day and you know that your situation is not going to change, is it crazy to want to die?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't do well in that situation.
Me either.
Right. I don't know. This guy, I think my point of it, talking about this guy, if he'd have got to the right person back when he was a kid, this could have probably been eliminated.
Completely avoided.
Yeah.
Had he gotten help. And that's what I wonder. And that's something I don't know about this case was, had he ever reached out, beforehand? Had he tried to get help and was denied? Was he referred during school, like for an IEP 504? Were there any interventions to indicate? And if so, I think that's a big red flag. I mean, we can't go. He's already been executed.
Here's the interesting part. It says 11 family members testified they loved Mr. Dearman deeply, described his struggles with addiction and mental illness, and begged the sentencer to impose a life sentence instead of the death penalty. These 11 family members, do they really love him? They should have done this way before this tragedy happened, right? So, I don't know. We got chaotic families all around us, right? And this is probably one of those deals where it's just old Dearman, he's acting crazy again. You know what I mean? They probably made fun of him a little bit, and then all of a sudden he snaps and kills 5 people.
It's such a sad case.
Yeah.
Because I think, no matter which way you look at it, this kid was screwed. I mean, like you said, anything short of just early intervention.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you'd have had parents that, he probably, I don't say much about his mom and dad there, but apparently he had some family members around. If they would have taken him to the right place and said, hey, this kid needs some help, I think we could have avoided this whole thing. We are horrible at mental health in Alabama. There's a stigma around it.
So bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I get seen by the VA, which is good. They do a fine job. But outside of that, I wouldn't have any mental health assistance. I don't think it would have been terrible anyways.
Yeah, no, it's not great.
They try to, I've seen it where the family doctor tries to prescribe you mental health medicine. I'm like, I don't know if that's right. What do you? It should be a psychologist or a psychiatrist. That's like the MD shrink, right? So
I've lived all over the country, and Alabama by far worst place.
Yeah,
that.
Even in worse than Mississippi.
100 times. Mississippi, okay, they have a lottery. They have dispensaries everywhere.
A lottery?
It's just wild, like how much more progressive Mississippi is becoming. But from being from Alabama, we're always, because that's all we have, And you know how they make fun of people from Arkansas.
Right. Do they?
Yeah.
Arkansas folks. Anyway, do we make fun of Mississippi people? And then the Georgia
I always have. I always thought that Mississippi people.
And then the Georgia people make fun of us. Right?
Yeah, we're a little behind until I lived there. And I was like, oh, wow.
They're doing pretty good, right? I've worked a few cases in Mississippi, and they're, I know one thing, their court system moves faster than Alabama's. So,
the organization there with their court system is insane.
Right.
Yeah, love it.
It moves, they get here, you get it, say, I want to contest a divorce. It may be a year before you get a hearing, especially in Madison County.
But in Mississippi, they don't have, what is it? The divorce, you have to have you have to show cause.
Right.
Unless both parties agree to the uncontested.
No, it's an option in Alabama, so you can show cause.
I think the only state left that if one person disagrees, you have to prove that you can be divorced in Mississippi.
In Alabama, it's optional, so you can say, hey, I want to do it or not. You know what I mean? So, it's crazy. But all right, we'll get off of here. We got another guy coming up we're going to talk about on the next episode. So,
okay.
All right. We'll see y'all soon.